Hey everyone, it's Martha. Thank you for coming back and seeing what I'm doing today. Um, Today is going to be about envelopes. I have not done a lot of things with envelopes. This envelope is the first altered envelope that I made. And I then yesterday made this one. And so I thought that since I wanted to play some more, I would have you join me. Since I'm new to envelopes and altering them, just like I'm new to most of the things in junk journaling, I figured you can watch me make mistakes and then see what not to do. Because there have been mistakes made, and I've only made 2 envelopes so far. Actually, like 2 3/4. I do want to say hello and thank you to my new subscribers. So Liz, Valerie, Marianne Crafter, Susan, Van in Motion, and Crystal, thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate you joining me, and thank you. Thank you. I do this so that if I can inspire somebody else, like the other people on YouTube and Facebook have inspired me, then it makes me happy to do that. So I figure there's no better way to learn and share. So let's do it. So this envelope was just an envelope that had come in the mail, and I decided to cover it with a napkin. And at first I had just covered this part, and then I decided to unfold the whole thing, unfold the envelope. It came apart pretty easy. And then I covered the rest of the inside. The rest of the outside, I'll tell you, today has not been my day, with the napkin. And I used Tattered Angels spray, and I used some stamps on it, and a little bit of blue lace edging. And this is from a Scotty's tissue box, and it helps hold the flap shut. And I also did put tea-dyed paper on the inside of it because I didn't like the color. The color was kind of a funny gray. And so I decided to put, since I had the envelope open anyway, I put tea-dyed paper on it. So this I really like. This came out really well. I was pleased for my first try. Funny thing about me, I tend to have beginner's luck, and then it all goes downhill from there. So I did this envelope yesterday, and I wish I'd been recording then, because you would have been yelling at me, no, you're doing it wrong. I don't know that you can tell that I did anything wrong, except that this envelope did have 2 windows in it. One here and one here. And I was going to leave the windows where you could put something inside and see what was inside. So I wanted to make the background for the windows out of this brown masking paper, which is really light. It's crinkly, but it's a nice neutral for backgrounds. So I put 2 pieces of paper in there. I glued around the edges and got them just the perfect size. And do you see what I did? Yeah. I glued them on the wrong side. They were supposed to go on the back side of the envelope, and instead I glued them right over the windows. Don't do that, because then you got to figure out what to put over the top of the windows because you covered them up. And you can't put anything, I mean, whatever you put inside wouldn't show. So, yeah. So I covered them up and finished the envelope off and called it good. So this one, because it's large, it'll have to be folded into the signature. So I thought that would be kind of cool. It makes a small pocket on this side, a little bit larger pocket on this side, and I'm happy with it. I used 5x7 card that I had stamped and didn't like. I used fabric here and here. I used washi tape. This is from a napkin. This is from a printable that I did. This is tissue paper. This is just plain paper. Lace, music paper. I did some stenciling, some more washi, a ticket, some of the brown paper, book pages, more tissue paper. I really like it. It's not so bulky. It's a little bulky in the center, but it's not so bulky that it can't go in a signature pretty easily. So there's that. The last time I put this away, I've tried 5 times to record this. Somehow it kept going bad. So we'll see if we make it through this one. But the last time I put that envelope to the side, which maybe I shouldn't do. Maybe I should put it right over here. I put it to the side, and then it took me 15 minutes to find the silly thing because I couldn't figure out where I put it. Okay. So I did another envelope last night. I started one. I'm not in love with it. I loved it last night, and I took it out today. I don't love it so much. So I think I'll be doing some more covering up of this, and that will be a background. So I did start putting some of this green masking paper on the inside, but I'm not going to finish that right now because I'm not in love with it. So I'm going to save that for when I can think about it more. And then, like I said, I had started recording this earlier, and then my phone rang and I had to answer it. I'm not recording on my phone, but I didn't want to answer my phone, stop the recording, and then try and piece 2 recordings together. I don't do too well with that. So this is how far I got. I took the envelope. It had been cut at the top to open, so I didn't open the flap, but I did open the sides. It's a little janky, but that's okay because when it's glued back up, you'll never know. So I started using various things on this. This is some Tracy Fox digital printout, and there's tissue paper and green paper and some other things on it. So one thing that I have realized is that I need to excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. I need to ink around the edges because if I miss a little edge, it doesn't mean I have to go cover it up then if it's got some ink around it. It just sort of blends it in then. So, yeah. So I inked around both windows. And I have various things that I can put on here. So I'm just going to keep going and try to remember to ink. Do this differently. Straight edges. Look at that. Remembering to ink before I glue it on. Miracles will never cease. So, straight edge against this straight edge of the window. And I'm just going to probably have too much there. So I'm going to use the straight edge of this dictionary page. I guess I can't glue and talk at the same time. That's not unusual for me. So I hope everybody's doing well. And you're not freezing. Here in Virginia, we usually have fairly, knock wood, mild winters. This one hasn't been too bad. We had a couple of nice snowfalls, but a couple days ago it was 75 degrees here. So that's why I have a frog in my throat. Allergies started already. The birds are all over the place. I think the birds think that it's spring. My neighbors sound like they're having an argument outside their house. Let's see. I need to fill in this little spot here. What are we going to use? Ooh, this looks good. Straight side. Okay. Let's see. There we go. I love this glue. This is Art Glitter Glue, and I love using this for just about everything. If I can get away with using it, I do. Sometimes I even do bits of fabric with it, and it seems to work okay. I know that's risking it, but it's usually small bits that I'm using it for. So let's see. Okay. Ink. Inky, 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 inky. So, I've been watching some interesting videos lately. Funny because I wanted to do, yesterday I wanted to do a video. And when I woke up in the morning, a lot of times when I wake up, I like to stay in bed for a little while. I don't have to get up. I'm not working. So I stay in bed. I take my time waking up. I watch a lot of videos. It's my video watching time. Because once I get started on this stuff, then there's no time to watch videos. So I started watching, and there were a couple of videos that actually were done on the exact subject I wanted to do my video on. And I thought that was really kind of bizarre and strange that they popped up that way. It was, of course, the universe at work. And so today I wanted to share with you my envelope journey. And I tried recording, I think 4 or 5 times, like I said at the beginning of this video, and didn't get it done. Just various reasons, things kept happening. I kept messing up. My husband called, whatever. And that was kind of funny because while I was waiting for him to come home, again, I can't glue and talk at the same time. Hold on. While I was waiting for him to come home, I knew my dogs would bark when he walked in. So I figured, why bother? Don't try again. Just wait for him to come home, and then then you can do it later. Maybe I can pull it together and not be kind of all over the place with stuff. Okay, so why did I start telling you this story? Now I forgot. I know. So I turn on YouTube while I'm waiting for him to come home and waiting for the dogs to bark at him, which they did. And don't you know, Gail did a video on envelopes. Now, hers were on trifold envelopes, which I have not done yet because, as I said, I'm new to all this, and the whole envelope altering thing is new to me. So, yeah. So I watched a really nice video from Gail Augustinelli. If you don't know her, go find her. She's fun to watch. So there. See the difference? I really like that. I think I'm getting better at collage. Sometimes. That napkin one I'm not happy about, so I'm definitely going to have to find a way to either fluff that up or start over with a different envelope and chuck that one for now. Anyway, yeah, so I'm now excited to try trifold envelopes. And I went into my basement this morning and I went looking in our, we have a bin, one of those plastic storage bins that has like excess office supplies in it. And I had forgotten that there are a ton of envelopes in there that don't have like cards or whatever to go with them. I don't know what happened to the cards. I used to make cards, and maybe I bought the boxes of envelopes or whatever. They're no longer in boxes. Boxes take up too much room, and I probably chucked the boxes when I moved into this house. Now see, I just tore that a little bit trying to slide it over, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry about that at all. So, what was I saying? Envelopes. So I found all these cool sizes of envelopes, and now, after watching Gail, again, she has inspired me, and I can't wait to try the trifold envelopes. Let's make sure there's no bad words on this. Do you ever do that? End up putting a bad word on something from a dictionary? Yeah. I did that once. I had to cover it up with something else. It wasn't a bad word. It was just not it wasn't a happy thought. Let's put it that way. The things you got to watch for sometimes, right? Oh, Martha, come on. You can get it over to the edge if you try hard enough. All righty. Let's see. I pulled out a bunch of little scraps and some big scraps and various bits and bobs. I just love this paper. It's so crinkly. So, and I love this glue. There. Filled in that gap. I tend to go this way a lot. So I have to remember to put things sideways. Like this went sideways. That went sideways. What's that called? Vertical instead of horizontal. I paid a little bit of attention in school. Not a whole heck of a lot. Let's see. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear her. She weighs 8 pounds and snores like a big dog. Of course, you gotta love her for it, right? Because she's so cute. A little cute white fluffy dog. So I have read that there's so much weather across the country. There's below zero temperatures and wind chills. There are... now, yes, that hung over. I'll cut it later. It's okay. Better to hang it over than not have enough on the edge and have to figure out what to do with that. Snowstorms and all kinds of weird things going on. It's just a little... See, I didn't ink that. Darn it. I mean, it's never too late, but, you know. A lot of people have gotten rain on top of their snow. Like I said a couple days ago, it was... Uh-oh. It was 75 here. It's only about 50 maybe today, and rainy. And we're supposed to have some sort of rain every day for, I think, the next 10 days or so. Maybe longer. The forecast I saw is only 10 days long, though, so who knows. So I'm not looking forward to that. That could be bad for my mood, but on the other hand, you know, could be 10 feet of snow. I was looking at my memories on Facebook today, and several years ago we had a really, really big snowstorm. So let's see. Okay, I think I'm doing this right side up. I mean, for Virginia, it was a really huge snowstorm, and it was a mess. I mean, my poor husband was out there clearing snow left and right, and it was not pretty. So that was the year I convinced him to use a tractor we lived on a farm, and I convinced him to use a tractor, finally, because we had a very long driveway. You know, the snow was just coming down faster than he could keep up with even on the tractor, so it was a rough year. We had 2 snowstorms back to back, one in January and one in February. End of January, beginning of February. So, and today is my son's 41st birthday. That makes me really old. I had him pretty young. I mean, I was 21, and I just gave my age away. But that's still, gosh, I just feel old. I just feel old. I will be 63 this year, and the time is just, every day just flies by for me. Of course, part of that's because I love what I'm doing. I cannot wait to get up in the morning and do this. It has become an obsession for me, which probably isn't a good thing. Luckily, my husband will feed the dogs and cook for us. So the dogs don't starve, and neither do we. I mean, you can tell by looking at us, we don't starve. So that's good. But it gives me more time to play every day. During the day, it gives me more time to mess around right into the evening. Let's see. This is that Tim Holtz paper, tissue paper. Comes on a big roll. I just love it. There isn't much about this whole journaling process I don't love. I don't love having to stop when I don't want to. And I have made several journal. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I have made, I think, 4 or 5 sets of journal, and I think I said this in a previous video too. Journal signature sets, but I have yet to go downstairs and make the covers. I made 1 cover. That was the one for my own journal. I gotta get on that. I really need to make those covers, because I want to do one as a giveaway, and I want to start an Etsy shop, and I don't have anything together enough to put in it yet. So yeah, can't open an Etsy shop unless you got stuff to put in it, right? Because I can't possibly use all of the journals I have. So I would like to sell some of them. I love making them. Oh, I did that backwards. Oh, that's sad. Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I put the glue on the front instead of the back. That would have been sad. Ooh, I like it. 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 I might have to, I'm waiting for somebody to say, please. Please don't sing. Because you know what? I would not blame you one bit. Oh, that's going to go nice then. This little ruler comes in really handy for tearing stuff out. And I just love doing this. It's such a, like, I don't have to pull out the paper cutter. It has not a smooth edge. It gives a little bit of a roughish sort of edge, maybe. But, oh no! I didn't hold it down. Yeah, it is important to hold it down. But you know what? We're going to glue it anyway, so it'll stay there. Right? There goes my glue. I try not to leave my ink pad open because I don't want it to dry out. It's kind of a pain to open and close it every time. I wish there'd be someone to figure something out where you didn't have to do that. So, oh yeah, I have to show you what I did to my nice, fairly new craft mat. When I was cutting flowers and stuff out of, my friend gave me free planting guides, ortho or something, some sort of planting guides, and I was cutting the flowers and stuff out of them to use for ephemera, and I was over here cutting away with my X-Acto knife, and I did not put this cutting mat down. This is a, you know, it's a Creative Memories cutting mat, and I didn't put it down, and when I was done, I realized it looked like Freddy Krueger had gotten a hold of my mat. So this side was down here. So this morning I flipped it around when I saw it, and I had a little disappointment, but you know, put the ink pad over it, you never notice, right? It's there. It's fine. I usually use, you know, my freezer paper, and now I'm going to use this mat under here, so it's all good. It'll be okay. What else do I want to do? I might do some rubber stamping. I'm going to turn my chair. Use that. I don't know if I mentioned in this video, because you know I've done this 5 or 6 times now. But I rearranged my sunroom, which is my studio. I rearranged it this morning, and even though I have a nice bit of space in here, I have lots of tables. I moved my sewing machine in here, which I'm really happy about because now I can sew more. But my space to work is still this big. Because, you know, this is where you work. But I have to be very careful when I move my chair and stuff, because you'll go flying and you'll take a nosedive, and I don't think you'd appreciate that. And could stamp on that. And it's a little. I had to move my computer desk because it's a sunroom, and I was unable see my computer because literally there are all kinds of windows in the sunroom, and I could barely see my computer on a regular basis, and I was getting frustrated because of the glare of the sun in the sunroom. Imagine that. So I turned my computer desk around, so now the computer screen isn't facing the windows, and my chair, when I back it up from sitting here at the craft desk, my workspace is the chair. There's only about 1.5 feet behind, and I'm still not covering up that space. Oh well. Yeah, not loving it. Let's tear it and re-ink it. I try not to overthink this process. The minute I do, I don't like what I've done. So collaging is like, I'm one of those people that likes symmetry. I like things to have little frames around it. So this is a challenge for me. But you know, challenges are good when you get old. Remember, I mentioned I'm getting older. So, I gotta find something interesting to put in here. Maybe we'll use this down here. I've lost it. See how things run away from me? Bet you that never happens to you, huh? Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go this way. So, yeah. So my next project will be getting downstairs and sewing the journal covers. I haven't made a paper cover for a journal yet. Oh, Martha, have you forgotten which way this was going to go? Yep, you sure did. That's weird. How could I forget which way it was going to go and where it was going to go? Oh, well. It's going there now. So, I haven't done a paper cover yet. I don't know if I know how to do a paper cover. So I am going to be watching some videos, but I have to be honest, I really like my cloth covered journals that I make. So I am looking for some fabric. It's gray. This is sparkly, but it's not, it's not, I don't know, might be too sparkly. But hey, it's fun to have a little sparkle. I'll put that right there. So, yeah, so eventually I'm going to have to play with that too and see if I like making a paper. Like, I've watched a couple videos on using a manila folder, mailing envelope. I have some of those. I can try it. And I've seen people put cloth on those too. I really got to start going vertical. I need some vertical pieces, please. So, yeah. I'm going to I'm going to add this. I have this napkin. It's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I need one little piece of something or other up there. So I need to learn that. I bought some Craft Tex. I don't like that straight edge on that one. So, but they all have straight edges, so I guess I'm going to have to deal with that, huh? I'll put that over here. I'll put it on the edge so it looks like it's supposed to have a straight edge. Actually, what I do with something like this is instead of trying to glue the back of it, I'll put it here. I'll put the glue on the background, and then I just lift up the edges and glue where I need to. It's a lot easier that way, because once you put glue on this napkin, it's a little tricky to lift it up and not tear it and get it where it's supposed to be. And so I just put the glue on the envelope instead of instead of the glue on the napkin. Kind of like the whole Bring the Mountain to Mohammed thing. I need something else. So, yeah. You like my little dancing flower? I hope you can see it. It dances from the light. It's solar powered. It's a solar powered flower. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? There you go. Makes me happy. Makes me happy. Dollar Store had those several years ago, and I haven't seen them since. I had one I really loved, and my cat knocked it off the windowsill. The cat's no longer with us, but not because he knocked that off the windowsill. Bless his heart. He left us a couple years ago, and he was not well. So, well, darn it. There I go vertical again. Yes. Yes, please. So I hope this gives you guys. Now I pulled out like a little bag with some different papers in it that I have from some paper pads and printouts that I've done. I pulled out 2 kinds of tissue. I pulled out some book pages. I pulled out some neutral background paper. 2 kinds of tissue. I already said that. That's all I pulled out. You don't need to have a whole ton of stuff. You just need to pull out a few things. I think what happens to people, right side up would be nice. I think what happens, because what happened to me when I first started trying to do this, I know what I'm going to put on here. Finish the thought, Martha. What happened to me when I first started trying to collage, I pulled out too many things. So don't pull out too many things. I don't want shiny. Everything I'm pulling out is shiny. It's more shiny. I think we use this. I think this is some Tim Holtz. Where'd that come from? So, I think the answer is minimize. So don't pull out too much stuff all at once. Then you have too many choices, and it becomes too overwhelming, and then you get frustrated. Ah, look, I went vertical. I want something else there. I need something here. Let's do this. I'm just gluing the back of my washi. I don't like glue stick. Did I say that in this video? I remember saying it in the other video. A glue stick just makes everything too thick for me. so I don't really love using the glue stick. So I'm trying not to use it if I don't have to. And that minimizing thing I was talking about, it also goes for rubber stamps. I have just a few that I've decided I like at the moment. And I need a mount, rubber stamp mount. I'm going to, uh-oh. All right, who saw me put the pin down? Oh, it's not up there. There it is. It's on my sign. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I hope you pointed it out to me because somebody just pointed it out to me. Because I'd have never found it on my own. Like I said, it took me 15 minutes to find that envelope earlier today. I'll bet you I have this upside down too. I did that the other day. I stamped and it was upside down. No, it's right side up. The Deutsche Luftpost. I lived in Germany for a little while, but I don't speak good German. I think that'd be pretty. Yes. I'm going to try and tear around this guy. And I'm going to tear down here. Tear here. I already took the back off this napkin. You all know to do that, right? I hope. It needs a little something else back here. I've got like a base layer down, but I feel like there's not enough dimension to it. So that's too big. I don't want that much. I don't want to cover up this part here. Yeah. Rip that off at the bottom. Maybe I'll put it up here. That'll add a little dimension. Hello, Evan. Do you need to go potty? Oops. Oh yeah, it helps take the pin out. Now see, I'm doing the back of the napkin, which is the opposite of what I did last time. Last time I put but this is where I struggle. Hi, Evan. My doggy wants to go outside and go potty. Grunge. I need to grunge it a little bit. Tone it down. Oh yeah. There we go. I like that. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good. Do I want to leave that white? I think I'm going to put, I am going to put some paper in the back of this, I think. Green? I don't want to put brown. There's already so much brown in there. I think I'm going to put green. Yep, so my next projects are sew the journal covers, and I want to because I do want to give one away, and I want to, I'm not gluing it to that. You see what I just did, right? I want to measure where it has to go, but I don't want to glue it there because then the windows won't be visible again. So measure this way, Martha. Measure 13 times. Glue once. All right. And then I want to try the trifold envelope thing that I saw Gail do. Those are kind of fun. And they'd be nice to put in a journal. So when I decide to experiment with that, I'll bring you along for that too. Alrighty. Just about done. Be patient. I'm sorry. This process can be a little boring. I'm happy though. It needs a little something. It needs something. I hope I did that right. Since this is like basically new to me, I don't know if I should have done it so it was right side up when I flip it that way, or if I should have done it so it was right side up when I flipped it that way. I guess I'll find out. I mean, if I put it in a journal and fold it, which I would have to do because it's too big, this would be correct. Because it would fold that way, and then the pockets would be at the top. So I'm happy. I am going to do something else to it. I don't know what, but I won't make you suffer through it. I'm at a little over 45 minutes. But there you go. You get the idea, right? And then I'm just going to, I'm going to glue up the sides here. This flap is still there. This one sort of, I just put paper over this flap. Oh, Martha. Well, that's okay. It's not really the flap that matters. It's just where you glue it that matters. And make sure that's down real good on that edge. There we go. So I'm just going to glue these two edges up. I will probably washi tape these edges as well. So that as people are putting stuff in and out of this, that it won't tear. And I will trim around the edges with scissors just to make sure that it's even. And there it is. You like my altered envelope? Thanks for joining me with this. I hope if you've struggled with any type of collage, or if you've struggled with maybe altering an envelope, I hope this helps you. Do some digital printouts, get some tissue paper, get some music paper, get some book pages, get some thin, not the cardstock, but any, like a 6x6 pad if you have it, of paper that you're not sure what to do with. Pull those pieces out. If there's papers you're not sure that you want to use in a journal or something, but they came in the paper pad, pull them out. You can use bits and pieces and basically cover them up. You can stamp over them. And we have the, look, I did it right. I have a pocket. Look. See? We have a pocket, a real pocket. I'm going to pull out, did this yesterday. Of course, it wouldn't go that way. It'd go sideways. See? So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try if you haven't already. And if you haven't, you got any tips for me, leave comments below. I'm looking for comments. And I hope that I didn't bore you to death. And make some envelopes. Do some collage. Have some fun. Have some fun. Speak some English, Martha. I'm going to go get a drink of water, and I'm going to take my dogs outside so they can potty. And I hope you have a nice day. I hope you have... subscribe if you haven't, please. And I hope that you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. And thank you for watching. And take care. Happy crafting!